Good afternoon, my friend, and welcome to Functional Fitness Over 50. I have changed the name of our community because recognize that there are several ways that I have used fitness, both physical and emotional, to help myself move from being stuck in debilitating anxiety to being calm in the chaos and physically fit. So I want to make sure that I bring a blend of those to you in this community. So we're now called Functional Fitness Over 50. And today, before we start the physical aspect of our work together, I want to remind you about hydration. Pure, clear water. Hydration is one thing that we often forget about when we get busy. And sometimes if we wait till we actually feel thirsty, that's not really going to give us enough hydration for our tissues. We need to be more constantly drinking water throughout the day. And some of the issues that come up around hydration that I find some people are not yet aware of are headaches, constipation, dizziness, and the loss of balance. Hydration can contribute to all four of those things. And in my personal life, I've had family members and friends who are elders who have been hospitalized for falls and immediately given IV hydration to start their recovery because they come in very dehydrated. And this is also an issue for kids. I'm a former secondary school teacher and teacher coach, and I have discovered during the time that I worked with kids that a lot of kids are also not well hydrated. They drink things like sodas and sugary juices and energy drinks and that sort of thing quite a bit, but not water enough. And if they're going from class to class and they're working in the classroom doing the assignments and such, they tend to forget and they don't usually stop, or there aren't enough opportunities to stop between classes. So encouraging your kid or grandkid to take a water bottle to class with them is a really great idea. So hydration in general for all of us is something we really need to work on. And what it does is help each of our cells function much more smoothly, and that makes us feel better all over. And our skin looks better when we're hydrated too. So don't forget to bring a glass of water with you to class and have a water bottle with you wherever you go. Okay, as we begin today, a reminder that for the exercises that we do for our strength, flexibility, and balance, a Pilates ball is a great idea to have. We will do some arm work with it for arm strength, but also we first had talked about using it to help us bring our legs into midline. When we're working to develop our core, we're also working everything from the midline. So it's a good reminder when we're doing some of the leg exercises and some of the arm exercises we'll also be adding to bring ourselves to the midline and not let ourselves flop out to the side. What also can work if you don't have a Pilates ball is a yoga block, lightweight foam block. I will admit it's not quite as comfortable as a squishy Pilates ball, but it works great too. And you might even find something, could work as well for the arms, you might even find something in a kid's or grandkid's toy box that you could borrow for the midline, mid-work block or ball that you could bring to class to help yourself with that. So we'll get started now. We're going to go through some of the exercises we've been through before. I'm going to get right into them and show them at the beginner, middle, and more experienced level so you can work wherever you feel comfortable. And pretty much guarantee that you'll find that different for different exercises. Like some You might really want to stay right at the beginner level for a while to make sure you get the stability and balance around that as you build up the strength. And others, they may have connected to something you've done before or you do regularly, and you might think, oh, okay, this early level is quite simple for me. I'm going to try the higher levels as I move along. What the goal is that you are challenging yourself and you can feel that those muscles are working, but without strain. We don't want strain, no pain. We want work, we want to feel warmed up, we want to feel that there's effort, but we don't want any strain or pain, okay? So let's get started by coming down to your mat, and we will put our feet flat and roll back down to the mat. And if you want now, at this time, you have a yoga block or a ball or whatever, put between your knees. That can really help to make sure that you're keeping the midline connection while you're starting to work. So we'll start with the pelvic tilt. So our arms are flat to the floor and triceps are pressing down. So there's always some work for them there. While we are, as we have been before, rolling that pelvis up by engaging the core and then unrolling it to arch the back slightly and stretch through the core. Pelvic roll in and out. And again, those arms are flat on the floor and triceps are pressed down, so they're active. There you go. Pelvic in, roll out. 3 more. Pelvic curl in, pelvic curl out. You can raise your hands, 2 more, if you like, just for the added extra work. Extra. There we go. Okay, if that feels comfortable for you. If not, arms stay down. So we'll go from the pelvic curl right into the chest lift. And let's remember, when we lift our head and neck and shoulders off the mat, we want to start with lifting the chin toward the ceiling and then rounding forward. And we want to put our hands behind our head at the base of the skull here and allow the head to relax back into the hands while the core is supporting the upper body to lift forward. Okay, so lifting chin toward the ceiling a little bit and then rolling toward your chest, so you're rounding, okay? And then put hands behind your head, so they're at the base of your skull, and then rest the weight of your head back into your hands. So your core is working to bring your neck, chest, and abs forward here, upper abs forward here. Ribs are knit closely together. Elbows are out and your head is resting back. So on the exertion, exhale and inhale when you come back. Exhale. Really squeezing into that core when you come up. You can feel those muscles working, pulling together to lift you and out. And then keeping those elbows back, letting you stretch through your pecs while also supporting your head. Exhale, inhale. Good job. That looks great. Exhale, inhale. 3 more. Really squeezing into that core, warming up those ab muscles. 2 more. And up. Good job. That's it. Elbows stay out. Excellent. Okay, now we're going to stay in this position with the head resting back in the hands and the elbows out to the side. And we're going to go into chest lift with the rotation. There's a couple levels to do this. So your knees can stay right where they are to start with. And we're going to lift up and curl forward. And then take the left armpit toward the right knee. And back, down, lift again to the center, right armpit to left knee, and back, and down. You want to exhale as you curl, and exhale as you curl, and inhale here. Now, if you want to bring this up and make it a little more of a challenge, you could bring your knees to tabletop. If you remember, your hips and your knees are at 90-degree angle in tabletop. So if you're comfortable here and you can really feel yourself working, stay here for now. You can move up later. Doesn't have to happen today. If you're ready for this, knees at tabletop, legs at tabletop. And again, left armpit to right knee, right armpit to left knee. Crossing over. Excellent. And then if you want to go up another level, if you're quite comfortable here and you're ready to go further, when you cross over toward the right knee, stay lifted in the middle and then over toward the left and then down. Over, stay lifted, over, if you can, stay lifted, over. There you go. So however you're doing this, level 1, keep breathing. Level 2, level 3, staying up in the center when you cross over, keeping those abs engaged. 2 more wherever you're working it. This is 1, breathe, and this is 2. I'm really feeling this in my upper abs right now. Excellent work. Gently let your feet down and your head back to the mat. You should be feeling that in your core center, and then especially if you are going for the higher level and keeping yourself lifted in the middle once in a while, you'll really feel that in your upper abs as well. Okay, and we're going to go into spine twist in 2 ways. We have done the spine twist supine before, but then we're also going to sit up and do it. So we'll start with our spine twist supine like we've known how to do it before. Arms are on the floor and out to the side. This will help you keep from rocking in your torso because you want to keep your torso nice and quiet in the middle, and bring your knees up to tabletop. Okay, and we're going to start to the left this time. And I know it's weird when it's facing away from you, but we don't want to start on the same side all the time. We want to keep our brain in balance by thinking about starting in different directions. So with the legs at tabletop, engage those abs, and then as far as you're comfortable, let those legs go over to the left. Good, while keeping your shoulders on the mat. That's the key. That torso has to stay down, and then bring them back to the center. Over to the right, hold, and just go as far as you can go and stay in control. Pilates is very controlled movement, very intentional. And we want to make sure we're going slowly and not using momentum and not rushing. So just going side to side as far as you're comfortable. The next level up would be to leave your arms straight down because it is harder to remain balanced with the arms straight down. You could even get wild and put them up and see how much harder that is. Test that out. You can keep, arms can be just an inch off the floor is considered up, right? So that you're challenging your stability of your core a little bit. But if you're really wiggling around, don't do that now. Keep the arms flat, or keep the arms out to the side flat to support yourself. It's more advanced to raise your arms up because then you don't have the arms to give you the stability. You have to find it all in your core and your torso. Okay, 1 more each side. And then I'm going to show you the sitting spine twist. So when you get ready to sit up, you can go over to the side and lift yourself up this way. Or while you're down on the floor, if you wish, just roll up by grabbing the back of your thighs if that is comfortable for you now. So the spine twist sitting up is you want to move back on your mat a little bit. So you're sitting up straight and your feet are just off the mat on each side. Sitting up nice and straight, you want to bring your arms out to the side. Okay? And so we're going to go to the right this time, and we're going to stay upright and straight and twist just the upper body. Keep that left butt cheek on the mat because it's going to want to try to come up. We're turning to the right, and the left butt cheek stays down. We're going to lean forward as if we're sawing off that little toe and reaching back at the same time. Remember I talked to you about Pilates being work in opposition? You're reaching forward while you're reaching back. Back up to the center, arms out to the side. Turn to the left Saw off that left toe while reaching back with the left arm. You're reaching forward with the right. Engage your abs to lift yourself. Turn and saw that toe. Back to the center. Turn and saw that toe. Keeping your butt on the mat. 2 more. That's 1 more on this side. 1 more on this side. And again, whatever you can reach. So if you can't reach for the toes yet, that's okay. Just twist yourself and reach out to where you can. Your development will come if you give yourself time and patience. You will get there. Okay, so that was the spine twist in 2 ways. The supine with the legs bent and sitting up. Great for your spine. Waking up all your core and getting loose in your back. Okay, so now we're going to try the single leg stretch. So we're on the mat still, and legs are out straight. You're going to roll back and bring your right knee up to tabletop. Left hand on the right knee, right hand on the right ankle. Then we're going to switch. The right leg goes out straight. The right hand is on the left knee. The left hand is on the left ankle. And switch again. So when we start moving on this single leg stretch, really let that leg out there like a dagger. Give it a push and a push while you're giving that knee a pull, and you're really using that core to pull that knee in with the core and press out. Use the core to support that leg that's sticking out there. Your abs are supporting it to go out straight. If you want to bring it up another level, this is tough. You can try just for a minute and then go back down. Bringing up to another level is to bring your head and neck and shoulders up. Abs are engaged, and continue the leg movements. Excellent. Yes. All right. And you can stay back here. You can do a little of each. And 1 more to each side. That's 1. And last one. Good job. Really reaching that leg out there. Making it stretch out. Making it strong in those movements. So when you're really stretching that one leg out and you're pulling that other leg in and you're using your abs to keep support of both of them, that's using your whole body in the exercise. Well done. Okay, so now we're going to go with roll-ups, and we're going to start modifying them by going from the end toward the beginning. So in a roll-up, you would start, let's see, we'll do it this way. You could start potentially here with your knees bent. Okay, so the idea of a roll-up is you're going to actually be flat on the floor and roll yourself up to this position. So starting to build the ab strength to be able to do that, you can start it right from here. And if you want to use your ball or your block, that's great, between your knees. And we're just going to roll the spine, stretch the spine back, roll down. So we're really using this engaged core to hold yourself. Keep your hands behind your thighs for support where you can. What's really important is you don't want to go back so far that your feet start to come up off the mat. Then you've gone too far and you've lost control of your core. You only want to go back as far as you can, comfortably. Keep your feet down. And then if you need a little bit of help to get back up, you just use your hands behind your thighs. Okay? That's the idea of roll up. And when we're in the full extension of it, we come forward and drop the head. So you want to drop your head down and then roll it out and back up. Okay, so now we're going to go to the next level. Stay here and practice this if you're getting a lot of challenge in your abs right now. For the roll up, the legs are generally out straight. So I'm going to grab these 2 belts that I put together as a strap, or if you have a stretchy band or any other kind of strap that'll work, that's cool. We can roll back with the feet, with the legs out straight and the feet flexed all the way to the floor. Okay, this is kind of the second modification for the roll up. The goal is to lift and roll so that we're pulling the abs in as we come up and over. And then as if you're coming over a basketball, you want to reach forward toward your ankles, your feet, whatever you can reach, and your head drops in the middle. And roll back up again. And then you can use the strap to lower yourself gently, lifting chin to the ceiling, chin to chest, rolling up. You might find a spot in your back that just doesn't really want to bend easily. I've definitely had this experience where it just wants to come up kind of straight. And when you find that spot, you might want to stop for a sec and just give it a little rock. Like give it a little bit of a stretch in there before you move on. And again, up over that basketball on your lap and stretch forward so that the full extension of the roll up looks like this. Eventually you'll get to here where you start with your arms over your head, your legs out straight, and you bring your arms and head up together, keeping your arms as close to your ears as possible, and then sucking in that core and rolling over the basketball. Like that, with that stretch and the head down. I'll show you one more time. Roll down smoothly. You want to do everything as smoothly and intentionally as possible when we're working out. And that is your roll up. Okay. So we're rolling again on this one, but this one is rolling like a ball. And we still need to use the rounded spine and a strengthened core to do rolling like a ball. So in this one, we're going to sit up, feet are on the floor, arms are out to the side, and then bring your hands to the outside of your ankles. Good. Okay. And now you can keep your feet here. If you're comfortable, you can bring them closer to your sit bones. Ideally, they get in very close to the sit bones, and the head goes down between the knees with the ears next to the knees. It takes a while to get to this level of flexibility. Believe me, I didn't start out here. But with the rolling like a ball, what we're trying to do initially is to balance ourselves with the feet off the mat. So bring them in where you're comfortable. Have your hands outside the outside of your ankles. And just roll yourself back a little bit. And this is where that core control comes in. Because you might go whoop right away and fall over. That's okay. Just grab your thighs and bring yourself back up. But it's that stability that we're building so you don't go over onto your back so quickly. And if you can engage your core and round your back a little bit, just so you can lift your feet off of the mat and stay there. Just balance. And as you're balancing, can you bring those heels in a little closer? As you're balancing, can you bring your ears closer to your knees closer to your ears, and hold yourself there. And then don't worry about this falling apart, because it does. What you're going to try to do is to roll back and then roll back up in that position with your feet still above the mat, not touching. So usually the two things that happen when we start this is we roll back and then get stuck, and we have to push up and then end up planting feet on the mat, because it's hard to find that control in the middle. It just takes practice, that's all. So once you get in this position, give it a try. Try and roll back and roll back up, without putting your feet on the mat like I just did. And when you roll back, you don't want your head to go all the way back to the mat. It stays slightly above to your shoulders, and roll up. And really engaging that core is how you will end up being able to roll back and up, and you'll stay with your feet above the mat, rolling like a ball. Again, don't get frustrated that this is difficult, because it is. It takes a while to be able to balance it all, and just to build the strength that allows you to move back and forth like that and stay in balance. But anytime, you can sit down on the floor and just balance yourself. Back, head down between your knees, back rounded, and feet off the floor. It's core work just to hold yourself here, and it will build your strength. All right, let's see. Moving on from rolling like a ball is leg circle time. So we're still going to go back one more time on the mat. Okay. And in this case, we're going to take one leg at a time in a circular motion, a small circle, with a stop at the top. Now this can be done with the other leg bent on the floor, Or if you want to extend this exercise into the more expert level, the bottom leg stays out straight with a flexed foot, and the top leg is straight up toward the ceiling at a right angle. Not an easy place to start. So you might want to start with that leg that's on the floor, with the foot that's on the floor with the knee bent. And then wherever you can lift this leg, you don't want it to flop out to the side, but wherever you can lift it and engage your core and hold yourself here. It might be here, it might be higher, it might be up to 90 degrees. Wherever you're most comfortable to start with. So in this case, let's have our left foot on the floor, left knee bent. Bring that leg up to where you can balance it. Engage your core. You're going to keep yourself steady on the mat. The only thing that's going to move is that leg. And helping with your arms by pressing down, press into your triceps and make them work. The circle is just across the body, down, around, and up. Not a real big circle. Down, around, and up. And it's usually done with a flexed foot. Traditionally, classically, I do some of each. Usually I go in a flexed foot in one direction 5 times. 2 more. Down, around, and up, and a stop. And then I switch to toes pointed, down, around, and up. Down, around, and up. Just the leg is moving. The torso is quiet. There you go. And your last one here. Well done. All right. And you can bend that knee and bring that one down. Then we're going to switch to the other side. So this time the right foot's on the floor. The left leg is going to come up to wherever you can smoothly and quietly hold it in a flexed foot and engaged core. If you want to give it a try, you can put that leg out straight-ish and flex that foot. The foot that's on the floor stays flexed the whole time for sure. So you're going to cross the body around and up and stop. Down, around, and up. That's 2. Down, around, and up. Classically, we do 5 on each. Down, around, and up before we reverse. And down, around, and up. Then if you want to point the toe, it's okay. In the other direction. Down, around, and up with a stop. Make sure that foot on the floor stays flexed. And if you're not straight leg, just keep that knee bent and don't let your leg flop out to the side. We'll make it lead straight off your hip. Down, around, and up. Down, around, and up. I think we have one more. There you go. Nice job. Leg circles. We're going to come over to on our side now for side kick series. I'm going to just roll up gently. And you can position your arm and upper body in a couple different ways for the side kick series. You could start with your bottom arm out straight and your ear on top of your bicep. The rest of your body needs to be out straight with your hip right over the other, top hip over the bottom, and then just bring your feet about 6 inches to the front, like almost to the corner of the mat in front of you. In addition to lying like this with the head on the bicep, you could also come up to the elbow. If you're going to work on your elbow, you need to be conscious of not sinking down into your shoulder like I am here. This is right, this is not, this is right. And with that lift in the shoulder, you also want to keep the torso lifted off the floor. This is right, this is not. This is what you're looking for. And it's not easy to maintain. I have to think about it all the time. Because when you get going and you're moving, you can start going, oh, and that torso kind of starts to fold to the floor. Just catch yourself. I reach over and lift up a little bit like this. Yeah. Okay, so you're going to come forward with a flexed foot and back with a pointed foot. Again, forward and back. This hand is on the mat in front of you. Forward with a flexed foot, back with a pointed toe, so that you are keeping the torso and quiet and the abs, your core engaged. So you're just moving that leg with the flexed foot and the point back. And 2 more and point back as far as you can. If that is this far right now, that is fine. Whatever you can do comfortably, that's a challenge but not overwhelming. I'm going to add something here. Let's remember, if you're up on the shoulder, the torso is up. Otherwise, you're down here. Either way is fine. We're going to lift up that top leg with the flexed foot that we just had. We're going to bring it forward just a little bit. You can bring it forward a little bit. You can bring it forward a little bit more, whichever is best for you right now. But we're going to keep that leg straight with the foot flexed and just lift and lift. You need a lot of core here, a lot of engagement. Pull it together. Pull it together. Keep breathing. Just lifting that leg out straight. It can be there. It can be more forward. I have to say laying down on the arm with the leg more forward is actually harder than being up on the elbow with it, unless you have shoulder issues. This is actually easier when we're doing this with this leg. 2 more, wherever it is, and down. Well done. Okay, and a little bit different for the next little bit is to keep the bottom leg where it is. Top leg is going to touch the heel down in front, and then the toe down and back. Again, abs are engaged. Touch the heel down in front, turn at the thigh, touch the toe to the back. Heel to toe, 2 more, to toe, heel to toe. Excellent. Good job. All right, so we're going to switch over to the other side. Same thing. And again, you can be either down on your bicep or up on your elbow if your shoulder is lifted and your torso is engaged. I probably want to be here a little more. Straight legs out, one hip over the other, and then bring the feet forward just like 6 inches, a little bit more, a little further than straight out. Okay, so flexing that top foot, we're going to lift it forward to where you can comfortably while engaging the core, and then point it back. So you're staying in a nice, quiet torso, nice lifted through the ribs, and keeping that leg moving steadily, flexed, gently and slowly pointing. 2 more, flexed and pointing and flexed and pointing. There you go. Now you may go down to the laying on the bicep if you wish. Stay up on the shoulder if you wish. Make sure you're lifting on that torso if you are here. We're going to lift that top leg up with a flexed foot and bring it forward a bit. This hand in the front can support you. You can bring it forward as far as you're comfortable without noticing my upper body isn't moving, even though my leg is quite forward. You want to be wherever you can balance yourself and just lift and lower and lift and lower. You want to feel that in the obliques here on the side. You want to keep that core engaged. Good job. Neck relaxed, torso off the ground, shoulder lifted. That's it. You got it. All right. Good job. 2 more. You can do it. Breathe. Excellent job. And now that heel goes to the floor in front and toe in back. Floor in front, toe in back. That's it. You got it. That little rainbow you're making. Again, supporting in the front. Again, keeping the torso up. Heel to the front, toe to the back. 2 more. Rotating through the thigh. And rotating through the thigh. Excellent work. All right. So we will go now down to lying on our stomach and do a couple of exercises that will really help with our extension. First of all, let's take your left hand to the mat in front of you, your right hand on top of it, and your forehead on top of that. From here, we're going to relax the feet, toes down. We're going to engage the core, lift up as if there's an ice cube under your belly. Your head to your hands and just lift up gently, keeping the forehead on the hands and down. Exhale and inhale. Exhale and inhale. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. 3 more. Toning that back and shoulders. 2 more. One more. Excellent work. We want to make sure we're working the back as well as the front into extension. Today we're going to try swimming, which we haven't done before. So your hands can go to either side of the mat in front of you. Your forehead can be down on the mat. Again, the abs are engaged so that there's like a feeling like an ice cube under your belly is making you lift up a little bit. And then lift your feet off the mat. Try to keep your legs straight. And you can start right from here. A higher level of this is to lift the thighs off the mat a little bit as well. And just swim with those legs. Whatever you can do to lift. You can be slow, it can be fast, but you want to make sure your core stays engaged while you lifting. So you're feeling that back in your hammies, your glutes, into your back. And your head can be forehead down or slightly lifted as long as your head is leaning straight off of your spine. Breathe. Excellent job. 3 more seconds. 2 and 1. Excellent. Now stretch your toes into the mat. Let your feet stretch back a little bit. You're going to lift yourself up with your knees outward a bit, back into the resting position, back into what we call child's pose, so that your arms can reach forward, your butt can reach back, and stretch your back out. Drop your head. And then with your right hand on the side of the mat, reach your left hand over. Get a really good stretch right into your waist. That feels good. And your shoulders. And the other side, stretching right down from your arm through your shoulder into your waist. Excellent job. And now when we go to get up, we want to bring your arms back. Roll your back, lift up through your core, and unroll yourself. The head comes up last. Way to go. And then with your right hand on your right thigh, reach your left arm over. Just a little extra stretch here. And the other side, left hand, left thigh, right arm overhead, and stretch, side stretch there. Roll your shoulders back, and you are done. Excellent job for today. Glad you're here, getting fabulously, functionally fit together. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.